We've had multiple different race winners so far this season, and this race is no different. Another new winner in the campaign has completely turned everything upside down. Plus, we've had cautions, we've had wrecks, we have a big one. This is Watkins Glen and NASCAR Thunder 2004 modded career mode. Another race, another chance for us to continue our climb back up in the point standings. Granted, Las Vegas didn't go well. But I do got some good news. Now, if you guys have been following the story so far, as you guys know, our engine program is run by Honda and Honda themselves. Well, the good news is Honda has reached out to me and told me about something new coming onto our engines, which will be available for this week's race at Watkins Glen. The bad news is if you guys remember correctly, at Las Vegas, we wound up blowing our motor and also rupturing our fuel cell, but we wound up really blowing a good motor that we had. Honda said that they are not going to fix that motor and that we're basically going to have to fix it ourselves or just wait because they currently are backed up on some other things that they need to do, which also includes more and further R&D. So they cannot put anything towards repairing the motor for us for our next Speedway event. That's fine. I had a feeling that may happen, but that's okay. Now, to tell you guys what they've done, they've gone in and they've worked a little bit on the fuel efficiency side of things. Now, that's going to sound very weird because if you guys remember correctly, fuel efficiency for Honda has been a little lacking, to say the least. So for this engine, as you guys know, we don't have much by way of like engine, right? So as you see, our efficiency is a 55. Now, when I clear back out and come back into this, you will see that the efficiency has actually updated to like 57. This is a +2 improvement because they have worked on something like around the throttle mapping area, but that has also affected the durability of the engine. So the durability of the engine, unfortunately, has declined because of this. Now, granted, I would be concerned. I would be. I'm not concerned because I feel like Honda is trying their best to kind of keep improving things. So that's why I'm not too concerned. So as you see, we gained efficiency, which went from 55 to 57. However, we lost durability as it went from 65 to 62. That is an expected thing that they said was going to happen due to the fact that the engine itself has a new throttle map. So because the mapping of the throttle has changed, this is a little bit of an experimental change for them, and they weren't really entirely certain about it. But they went ahead and applied it to some cars, our car included, and said, hey, go for it. So there you go. Honda has tried to improve fuel efficiency, but it's going to probably come at the expense of our own engine durability. That's great. I'm very happy that we're getting something experimental heading into Watkins Glen when I feel like we could have done something like that at a different track. But I'm not Honda, and I respect Honda for what they're trying to do because they are trying to improve our cars. And that is pretty much the only thing I can ask for out of Honda is that they just keep trying to improve the cars. So here we are. This is what we have. This is what we're going to be working with heading into Watkins Glen. I am confident-ish because we've done well at Watkins Glen in the past. We've done well at Sonoma. You know, those are really good road courses for us. So hopefully this time around we'll do pretty decent and just try to get out of here with our car intact. Okay, that's the plan. Get out of here with our car in one piece. So let's go get the one piece. Alrighty, so coming into this again, we are coming in with a brand new throttle sensing throttle map, and it feels like we have a little bit more power because they adjusted how the mapping for the throttle went. So it feels like we're getting just a squeeze of more power out. I don't know, maybe it's just a placidic effect that I'm feeling here, but we'll have to see. You know, those 2 points of efficiency probably aren't enough. As I tap the wall going up the S's, gotta love it. Down the very long straightaway, I feel like we're really close to the rev limiter here. And I'm gonna cut through the bus stop ever so slightly because the car didn't want to turn left. Aren't you guys glad there's no such thing as penalties? Give it all I got, squeeze the power. I feel like we're going to be doing a lot more lifting and coasting. Why is the car so hard to turn? We're sure that they only affected and changed the efficiency, right? Definitely doesn't feel like it.
The NASCAR Winston Cup Series made a right turn today on its way to Watkins Glen International for today's race, the Sirius at the Glen. There aren't many road courses on the NASCAR Winston Cup schedule. What will the drivers have to deal with in this one, Barney?
Well, the Glen is quite fast for a road course. The problem is getting these big, heavy cars to handle well through the tight turns. A missed braking point can spell disaster for these drivers if they shoot through a corner too fast.
The 53 car is becoming an excellent friend on the track with the 48 car.
A driver's attitude towards you can drastically change how he races you. And when a driver gets along well with you, just makes things a whole lot easier when you come across them on the racetrack.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a solid top 10 spot in the standings so far.
Yeah, he needs to focus on this race. A poor finish can quickly bounce you out of the top 10, but a win can gain you several positions, might even put you in the top 5. We'll see what happens.
The 41 car is towards the bottom of the points list this season.
And how frustrating that must be. You're working just as hard as everyone else, yet you just can't seem to finish well on race days to gain the valuable points you need. These guys need a good finish just to regain their confidence as a team.
Start your engines.
Oh, look at Jimmy Johnson up here in the front with that momentum from a win. Love to see it. He's in 4th. So I made an adjustment to the car. It's not great because the car is still a little tight. And I'm thinking it has something to do with the air pressure now because that's the one thing I didn't touch. So we do lose quite a handful of positions early, but that's okay. I'm okay with this. It just gives me a chance to stay as minimally in trouble as possible, hopefully, as I get into the BMW of Jeremy Mayfield. By the way, the field was led to the green by a Ford this time. So congratulations to Ford for picking up the pole.
The 9 car is attempting a box. Got a car on your left, buddy. You're not making any friends out there.
Got hit by Jamie McMurray. So fuel efficiency is now the key here for this race, considering the torque mapping, the ECU remapping. Sorry guys, there's a lot going on over at the Honda camp. The ECU remapping. So hopefully that means finally we've got everything that we need to just keep, moving forward with Honda and the Honda program. The downside that I have is, and the concern I have is the RPMs are high. As I smash into the back of the 9 car, I did not expect him to chuck up so hard because the 99 in front of him stopped a lot shorter. So if we go back up the S, we do have some damage to the front nose. Hopefully that doesn't mean that we're going to hurt the aerodynamics of the car or the cooling on the engine. I don't like that's a real thing. But we do have to worry about that as I got the power. We have the power on the top end. It's just, man, it feels so bad. It feels like we just have way too much torque, if that makes sense to you guys. I see Denny Hamlin also moving back a little bit.
I'm sure he's still angry.
That's the 42 of Juan Pablo Montoya in front of us.
Okay, we're clear.
Getting everything back up to speed. Right now it is Tony Stewart and Jimmy Johnson. Those are your top 2. Elliott Sadler in the 19 is 3rd. Ryan Newman up there in 4th. Jeff Gordon 5th. JJ Yaley 6th. Yeah, it's just moving around. Denny Hamlin 7th. And being pressurized by Robbie Gordon on the inside.
Got one on your right.
And Juan Pablo Montoya, pain in the butt to pass, guys. I got to keep the tires clear, but I'm not entirely sure if the tires are going to be the problem or if it's going to be fuel. I do feel like we're burning fuel at a higher rate than other people are.
On your right. Hey, be careful. You just broke into the top 10.
I push Juan Pablo Montoya to the right. Hey, man, road course racing, buddy. Either you use it or you lose it. Definitely getting all out of each gear, by the way.
There's a guy on your right.
I pass Robbie going to the inside, and I get into the 10 car, and I'm sideways. I decided not to move because if I moved, I was afraid we were going to get hurt. But yeah, I got into Casey Mears. He did turn left on me a little bit. I held the brake. I did what I was supposed to do, but it is a pain in the butt to lose so many positions so early. We'll have to see how this is really going to work out for us because, yeah, not the idea, not part of the plan. But I will pit now since we are 4 laps in, and I was kind of concerned about how much fuel we had. So if you're going to have about halfway by about lap 4 or 5, that means that we could only go about 5 laps on a tank of fuel. So that's a problem, and it looks like the entire field has the idea that I have. So most of the field is pitting. So we will go 4 tires in fuel. I will lower the tire pressure by another 2 pounds, as it sounds like the 34 just absolutely destroys the 15's nose. But I will get 4 tires in fuel and figure out what's going on here because the car is just tight. But I do feel like Casey Mears turning ever so slightly left when I touched him is what hooked us around to the side, and from there we were just kind of stuck. But I held the brake. I could have just tried to gas it back up and reverse. There was no point. So take what you get, right, guys? And what we got was not the greatest thing. It is what it is. And Robbie Gordon looks like he's stuck in his pit box. Repair the damage, and we're out ahead of Robbie Gordon, ahead of Jeff Burden, and it looks like we will be 9th. So we were in 21st, out 9th. That is a good pit stop. Yep. In 21st, out 9th. Look at that. Look at all the cars making moves. Travis Quapple, too. Okay, here we go. Green flag is back out. Got Jeremy Mayfield behind me. No big deal. No pressure. I think I see Jimmy back there.
Focus on the race. On your right.
As I get into Travis Quapple, these guys are really hopping on their brakes a lot harder than I am. I feel like we need a better brake package, but nothing I can do about that right now. Ryan Newman is now back here with me in 7th. Jimmy Johnson is back in 13th as I've got Jeremy Mayfield pressurizing me. Hard to believe that Jeremy Mayfield missed a race this early this season. And ever since, he's just been on one. As he kind of drove through the bus stop at a very...
Watch it. There's a car on your left. I don't think he appreciated that. All clear, buddy.
I need Travis Quapple to get out of my way. Couldn't get through that corner well enough, so I lost ground to Travis Quapple. But it's better that I just don't run into these guys because I really don't want to damage the front end too much.
3.5 seconds behind the leader. Let's cut that lead down.
Can't get the car to rotate to the right. Jimmy's on my inside. I'm going to let Jimmy go because he's also fighting against Scott Speed, another Honda. Look at that. I gave up a position to not 1, but 2 Hondas. I'm actually okay with this. I've got some Honda help up here near the front, and that's all I could ask for. Well, the good news was that Jimmy let me go by here heading on to lap 10.
Let's go.
Now I'm working on Scott Speed. It seems like the car has kind of come to me now that the tires are up to full temp. So I'm able to make some moves again on these guys, but I am a little concerned because at the end of the last lap, I heard that we were already halfway on fuel.
Number 42.
Which doesn't give me a lot of confidence in our fuel efficiency, despite the ECU remapping that Honda has claimed to have done for our car. So could be a little concerning a little bit later on. So I'm gonna have to start thinking, fuel efficiency, fuel mileage, and if I'm gonna need to start lifting and coasting a lot sooner and a lot more frequently per lap, if that will help.
42 car is trying a block. Still there. Make it easy.
I've got the 13 of Jeremy Mayfield in that BMW. I don't know what BMW has done. I don't know if they bought all the notes from Dodge, but oh my gosh, they're good. As Juan Pablo Montoya pretty much comes to a stop in the corner.
Still beside you.
All right, we do have some cars coming down pit road.
71-17. Okay, buddy, we're faster than the leader. Let's get up there. Easy on the bumping, buddy.
Juan Pablo Montoya being very aggressive, but I decided to be aggressive back.
Clear.
do have a slow car coming through from the bus stop. That might cause a little bit of havoc, actually. As we're now up to 6th place with a couple cars that came down pit road.
I'd be real surprised if he doesn't try something.
Jimmy has not pit, and I slam into the wall, but Jimmy is in 10th. Oh man, there is a slow car. Is that? Oh dude, guys, that's Dale Jr. Dale Jr. has an engine failure.
Yeah, he needs to focus on this race. A poor finish can quickly bounce you out of the top 10.
On your right. Easy, buddy. That left front tire's seen some action.
Denny Hamlin locking me in a bit here.
Got a good run going. All clear, buddy. The 15 car is right behind you.
And yellow's out. This is going to change everything because the guys that have already pit, they're good. We're gonna pit last lap. Looks like it's going to be Carl Edwards, Casey Kane.
70.
What? Did nobody tell you guys that there was a slow car there?
We're 6 seconds back.
And I feel bad for Joe because Joe got involved in that. So the 99 and the 9 all involved in that. That's stupid, man. That's stupid. There's no reason for that. We will pit under caution. I'm gonna have no choice. We're on lap 13, about to go to lap 14, and we still got a couple of laps to go. So we're gonna have to make our way back up through the field as best as we can. So since we are going to be a few laps from the end, I'm going to lower tire pressure a lot more than I usually do, just so we can get that drive that we need earlier. So 4 tires and fuel. Now I guess we just got to leave it up to fate because I don't know who's going to be the leader. I don't. And it's not us, clearly. This is going to change everything. Really unhappy about this one. And I've lost some positions on pit road. Coming out, what, 6th?
A few cars stayed out under the yellow.
In 4th, out 19th. I lost positions to Denny Hamlin and Ryan Newman.
NASCAR pulls off the track. Green flag is in the air. The track is clear from the earlier accident.
So we've got 3 laps to go. Everybody's made a pit stop. My teammate is down in 40th, which is not fair.
Race leader's got 3 seconds on you.
Oh, this is it. We have to get to the line.
Clear.
Okay, so this is race ending, I believe. This is going to be a race ender.
Take care of that car. Next time he ain't gonna let you by so easy.
I'm just trying to move up through the field, guys. I don't care about y'all and y'all feelings.
Okay, we're clear. This ain't the first time you...
Through the bus stop.
He knows it. Hold it steady. 3 wide. Don't let him by, but try not to hold him up either.
If I can just get to the top 10, I'll be happy.
Hey, we don't need a bad reputation. Let's be a little more careful.
Move, Stephen Light. You're a part-timer anyway. I'm a late break. Got into Scott Speed, but that, or AJ Allmendinger, that's fine.
Give him some room. Okay, we're clear.
I won't make the move on. I was going to make a second dive, but Honda Alliance is the reason why I decided not to. We'll take it. 10th is fine.
Okay, let's get out.
It's a shame. We definitely shouldn't have had 10th. So what happened at the back? Oh. What was Kenny Wallace doing? And again, Joe is in the middle of this. So is my teammate, Jimmy Johnson. He was back there. Jimmy was back there. What the heck? Kenny Wallace, you good? You good, homie? Race ends under yellow. And the winner of today's race is Travis Quapple.
That'll do it. Top 10, everyone.
How many races did it take for front row to win a race?
There weren't very many lead changes.
Yeah, there weren't too many battles up front for position. Those guys who ran in the top 5 were pretty dominant all race long.
The Coca-Cola car had a good run, finishing in the top 10.
Of course, all these teams want to win every race, but a top 10 finish is still a great accomplishment at the racetrack.
The 53 car is starting to find out who doesn't like him on the racetrack.
Should be interesting next time they get next to each other on the racetrack. At this point, nobody wants to back down, and we could see some sparks fly.
This has been NASCAR Winston Cup Racing, brought to you by EA Sports and MRN. So long. We'll see you next week at the Chicagoland Speedway.
Hey, comment section. I want you to tell me how many races it took for Front Row Motorsports to win a race in NASCAR. Like, I legitimately now want to know, because what in the heck was that? I don't even want to say congratulations. Travis Quapple won the race. Oh my God. Okay, so by virtue of him pitting, because I don't know if you guys remember, he came down pit road right before that caution on lap 10, if you remember correctly. He was one of the cars ahead of me. He came down pit road. He wins. Mark Martin needed a good race. So did Kevin Harvick, by the way. And they wound up finishing second and third. J.J. Yaley somehow still is a top 10 merchant for Joe Gibbs Racing now, and he has finished fourth. Jeff Gordon, Justin Labonte. By the way, if y'all didn't realize Justin Labonte is one of the Labontes. I believe the son of, was it Tara Labonte? I can't really remember the lore behind Justin Labonte, but he is a Labonte, like an actual Labonte from Texas. So yeah. Oh yeah, he's the son of Tara Labonte. Yeah, Justin Labonte. I actually had to go to Google to remember that. Sorry, I should have remembered that off the top of my head. But NASCAR knowledge be danged. Sometimes I lose my mind on these things. But anyways, Justin Labonte, son of Tara Labonte, sixth. Jeff Burton, David Reagan, AJ Allmendinger, and then but I had to literally fight to get into 10th. And I didn't lead a lap, by the way. Surprise, surprise, Tony Stewart, who led a large majority of the race, or as much of it as he could, outside of Elliott Sadler, who led 7 laps. Elliott Sadler led 7 laps, finishes 13th. Tony Stewart led 6 laps, finished 19th. My teammate was the one that got royally screwed by the whole cautions and pit stops, because somehow Jimmy wound up finishing 32nd. He did gain positions. So around that time when the whole Kenny Wallace thing happened, I remember seeing Jimmy around like 40th. So he gained 8 spots on the last lap. He had the car. We just ran out of time. And I feel like he could have made his way up the field pretty well. I'm not going to say he's going to pass everybody. He could have made his way up the higher up the order. Of course, we do have 2 DNFs, which is Dale Earnhardt Jr. and the BMW of Casey Kane, because Casey Kane lost his mind behind the wheel and absolutely destroyed Dale Jr.'s car. But yeah, we had 3 cautions today. I was one of those cautions, which again sucks, but we had only 2 lead changes. Congrats to Travis freaking Quapple for winning. Travis Quapple won. What has this world come to? Let's head home. Following the race at Watkins Glen, we have Kurt Busch in the lead of the point standing with J.J. Yaley, Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, and I, your top 5. Further down, we have David Reagan, Clint Boyer, Mark Martin, Bobby Labonte, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, Jeff Burton, Jeff Gordon, Elliott Sadler, Denny Hamlin, Jamie McMurray, Robbie Gordon, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Ryan Newman, and last but not least, Carl Edwards, rounding out the top 20. I got curious and had to go look at Travis Quapple's stats. Travis Quapple only ran 4 races last season. Travis Quapple has only run 3 of the 6 races that we've run, and this man has already won a race. He's a part-timer. He scored 48 points. Because it's 43 plus 5. I'm not even trying to be funny. Travis Quapple won a race. And he's only started 3 races this season. We did say anything can happen this season. This is one of those seasons where apparently anything can happen. Anyone can win. We've had so many different race winners. If you want to count the shootout as a race winner, that's Bobby Labonte, Jamie McMurray, Jeff Gordon, J.J. Yaley, me, Jimmy Johnson, and now Travis Quapple. What's going to happen at Chicagoland? We going to get us a super surprise? Is going to be somebody completely different? Is it going to be finally Kurt Busch winning a race because he hasn't won one this season? Like, what are we going to, what's next? What's next? Anyways, we did finish in the top 10. I'm very happy about that. We're still repairing one of our chassis. We did finally get an engine back. We do have a speedway coming up. I am concerned about not using it because we have a speedway and then we have a road course and then we go right back to another speedway, I believe, right after this. I'm actually tempted to run the generic engine again because it was decent with the ECU change. Because if we don't touch it, we can repair the speedway engine, go to dockside, then go to Texas, and then we'll have a short track. That does put a little bit of a strain on the generic engine by a lot, but I feel like it would be a little bit better for me in the long run. So I actually will go ahead and throw the speedway engine in for repair. It's better than us running around on an engine that we knew already blew up. It will also give us our power back because the power went from 80 down to 66. That's a huge drop in power performance, and we just can't have that, especially with most of our engines running a little bit better than that. That's actually about the same level as, say, the generic engine was on normal. Like the normal generic engine is 69 power. So 69 power, 80 power down to 66 is just atrocious. So we'll just go ahead and repair that. We're still building a body. I really hope this body gets done very soon. It would be great if it did. As far as car goes, we can't really overhaul body number 3, but we can overhaul body number 2. And I'm thinking maybe overhauling it and turning it into a speedway body would be a better idea, personally, since we do have that as a shop edition. Plus, we're in 2 more races time, we'll actually be able to make our chassis track specific, which will definitely help with some of the gripping issues that we have, because then they'll actually have the springs and the brake packages that we need them to have. I am contemplating this idea, but I'm going to leave it up to you guys down in the comments down below if we should go ahead and switch one of these car bodies over to a speedway body, which will give us about a small 1 race layover between the body that we're currently building being done and us having 2 active bodies in the shop, or having all the bodies in the shop. Because then we'll have 1 super speedway, 1 speedway. We can change one of them into a short track body and then turn the other one or leave it generic, or turn that into a road course specific one by itself. I'm not entirely sure I want 4 of the same, because then we'll run into a situation later on where we won't have a body for a specific track type, which will then hurt us in performance wise. But I'm gonna leave that up to you guys. So you guys let me know if we should overhaul one of our bodies. Okay. Till then, Shock Dyno is 2 races away, and I think we're pretty much as set as we're gonna ever get. We got Chicagoland next, like Las Vegas all over again. We just saw a crazy outcome here in Watkins Glen. Does this mean that this season is officially like 2 seasons ago, where we had the most different winners of the season? I don't know. You guys tell me. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Be easy, everybody.